Hello, good day and welcome to Gender Spot, a program that discusses relationship, its issues, challenges, and of course, the ideologies of people keeping relationship in and outside marriage. We have been discussing how partners discover whether they are being cheated on, but we stumbled over a particular factor, which is age. I am Hassan Abdusalam and my gender squad are already seated in the studio. Welcome, fellas.
Thank you.
We are now stumbling over this issue of age. How do we go around it? Because Haja, you have started telling us about the age. I don't know whether it's the age difference or the age quota that people need to observe when going into marriage. Because it seems it is a factor now. It could drive one into cheating in relationship, right? So you're telling us about the age.
I'm telling you about what we are talking about.
Actually,
age.
we
He was the one that
You was the one talking about.
when we came up with the idea of age can also be a factor.
Yes.
We realized that we needed to do a thorough discussion
On it.
on
age.
age,
Okay.
because age has a way of putting a lot of pressure on issues within
Marriage.
marriage.
And especially when I brought the age of the master slave or boss employee
Where there is no
relationship in a
connection.
marriage. Most of the times it's the age gap that does that kind of blow. That does that kind of blow to a relationship. When we don't understand the age gap, and we don't understand the effect of age or the way age affects our daily activities as we grow up as couple. And it's medically a lot of women tend to surpass their men in terms of age in a relationship. And why is because men, we believe, and maybe the reality, men die younger. Mostly younger than their wives, and their wives are widowed. Things like that. So the real issue is why a lot of women are widowed is because women marry men that are much, much older than them. You see a widow of 30 years, a widow of 25, and it's not like, you can be 25 and your husband is 25 and you can still be a widow. But the real issue is that most men marry younger, much, much younger women. For so many reasons.
Okay.
For so many reasons, men want to marry much, much younger women. And if you look at it from the history of, I'll talk about my religion, Islam. Nana Khadija was 40 and Prophet Muhammad was
25, yeah.
when they got married. And they had a good life, a fulfilling life. She had a very strong man. She had kids for him and stuff like that. Now, look at it. Religiously, God set up that example. Now, the reverse would have been the case if a man of 40 marries a 25-year-old. Look at the gap. It's like 15 years gap. The issue would have been a little bit different. You understand? Now, Prophet Muhammad was young. He was looking for a strong woman, and God felt he needed a strong woman at the age of 40 who has her wealth, who has everything to support him. And that was the story. That was the history. In reality, medically, men are susceptible to certain medical conditions as they grow older, which does not favor women at all. One, if a man is diabetic, I had a discussion with a doctor, a urologist, and I think I did like 8 good weeks of discussions on urology, on impotency and potency issue with the doctor, and we're able to explore so many angles around diabetes, hypertension, and certain heart conditions, and even the age as a factor, which becomes an issue when a man is 40 or 45 and he's chronically diabetic. There might be issues of potency in his relationship with his wife.
And that can actually create a rift.
Yeah, forget about being creating a rift. If some people are both diabetic and hypertensive, and this is something that is real. It's real. It's really, really, really a part of us. Age, certain diseases, certain heart conditions, certain this, certain that. Because we are not trained for exercise, for all these things. If you are doing a lot of exercise, all these things will have been. But the reality is that you see a man of 50 years who is diabetic and hypertensive is very common. Or is hypertensive or he is diabetic. And medically depends. I don't want to talk about a lot of medical issues, terminologies here, but the reality is that it affects their libido, it affects their potency, and it's something that a man has to work on. And that is the reason why a lot of men have to take enhancers, sexual enhancers, this, that, because they don't even understand. Sometimes the best way a doctor would even diagnose you with diabetes is when you tell him you have issues with your potency, and the doctor will do a routine check, and then he will see you are diabetic or you are hypertensive or something. You understand? So really,
but I think I want you to drive us into how this age issue.
I'm trying to say it. I'm trying to make it my statement here. So the real issue is when a man is 35 and marries an 18-year-old or a 15-year-old, or he's 40 and decides to marry an 18-year-old at the age of 40. The age gap between them is like what? It's like 22 years. By the time he's 50 or 55 and he has diabetes, this lady will be like 27 or 30 years. And at the age of 30, a woman's body, nature, that's when, in a woman's nature, that's when she is going to her peak of sexuality. Of her sexuality. At that age, 30, up to late 30s, early 40s, that's when she's at her prime. And so the graph is like this. He is going this way and she is going down. And there is a lot of tension and friction when that happens. Forget about diabetes and hypertension. Normally, under normal circumstances, when, because of the body, the aging, it makes it very difficult for a man that is 55 or 60 and having been married to his wife for 20 years, unfortunately now she is just 35 or 36. The real issue is not even the age. She is 35, she is at the prime of her sexuality, and this man is 55 or 60 and he has known every part. There is no excitement, there is nothing on top of that. He's diabetic or he's hypertensive. He can barely be intimate with her for maybe once in a month. And that's not what she needs. Her nature is, so she feels deprived. She feels insatisfied. And that brings a lot of tension. Even if he is at his best, at his best, he cannot give her his best. And that is the reason why he will have to go and buy on the counter, over the counter is on the counter medicine, which can even affect their health further, which can even do more harm. Because if you are supposed to take one or half or one, because the woman has higher progesterone, higher hormones, everything is going, and she's you have to start increasing, which will now
cause more damage
to you. You understand? So all those things happen. Now, the issue of age, I've been talking, the issue of age in our society is very important. Women, like you said in the other episode, so if you ask women, well, which man do you want to marry? Because they are not educated on this area. I will want to marry an older man, right? She's 20 or she's 25. She doesn't mind marrying a 55-year-old or a 60-year-old man. Why? You know why? Because he can take care of her. He has a house. He has this. He has car. He has. Mostly, if you hear a woman going for an older man, it's for economic reason. You understand?
And of convenience.
Yeah, for economic reason. And then she does not know this side. When the going is good with the money and everything, yes. But you see women married to men who are extravagantly rich. And the women are so miserably unhappy in their homes because
many of these women, they go into such marriages with having options, alternatives in mind. They go there for the money and then they get the pleasure somewhere else.
No.
Some have made up their mind to do it like that.
Let me tell you something. Honestly, some of them are ignorant. They don't know. A lot of women don't know that the age will come and tell on you.
Because viewers, you can hear us discussing age. Yes, age is very important in relationship, because if you don't consider age before getting married, then you may end up disconnecting yourselves from your spouses. So please, age is very important. We'll continue after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Gender Spot, and we are discussing age as a factor in relationship. It creates a disconnect in a relationship. What are you saying?
Sometimes, if you find yourself in that kind of situation, and you look at your friend, you look at your neighbors, and especially with the social media thing now, people posting pictures on their pages, and you see them with their husbands. You see how they are proudly presenting their husbands. They are proudly walking along the beach, along the street, supermarkets, and all of that with their husbands and their children. And your own is laying down there with some diabetes. You understand? Your own is going about buying different kind of enhancers from the street. That's why. But sometimes I find it a bit troubling on our street today. A lot of traditional herbs going round. Advertising that kind of situation.
Openly in the market.
Even on the buses,
Because if they don't sell, and they are selling market, because if they are not selling,
it is a very serious problem.
It is a very serious problem in the society. It's a very serious problem in the society. You see a man that will go and marry a very young girl. He will go to these traditional people. He will get enhancers. He will get super enhancers. He will go to the chemist and get enhancers and all that. And at the end of the day, the whole collaboration of all these things will damage his heart, damage his kidneys, damage his liver, damage all these things. For what? For just taking the wrong decision.
Sure.
For just taking the wrong decision. For just not looking at yourself. We have a responsibility to our lives. Do you understand? And if in the instance that you cannot put up with lack of activity. If a woman cannot put up with lack of sex, lack of activity, I mean, why would you say I must be married to you? You must stay with me. If a woman feels, no, please, I don't want to do this kind of marriage again. I'm really, really upset. I don't think I want to continue with this no show, no nothing, this thing. Then she still has a choice. Even in that, to drag it, the woman will drag the relationship to a pit in a situation whereby the woman has no option of you can't divorce her, you don't want to leave her, you don't want her to go and marry you again, and then she'll end up cheating. She'll end up cheating if she tells herself that aspect of her life, sex is very important in her life. The only woman that will not cheat in that situation is the woman that does not prioritize sex.
That's true. No, it's not even an issue of prioritizing sex. I think we've been so one-dimensional. This sex issue. It's just about,
because we are talking about the reason why a woman in this situation would cheat. You understand? The reason why a woman in this situation would cheat is because of that.
It might not be even the sex, it's the companionship.
Yes.
This man cannot be able to be at par with the girl.
Yeah.
In fact,
this man finds it difficult to stoop low.
This man is nursing his own inabilities.
Yeah.
You understand? He's lying on one mat somewhere. You understand? Age is disturbing him. Inability to satisfy his woman is disturbing him. He cannot even walk properly. All of that. The woman will not sit down.
His leg is not. His leg is maybe using crutches or using.
I actually
you will just become a nurse. You understand? Without actually going to nursing school.
I got fascinated, when I actually visited a friend. Now, this friend of mine has a neighbor, an old man. So I saw a woman, a lady, I would say. She came out of the house. So I was asking him that this man has a daughter, like is she one of his daughters? He said no.
No, it's his wife.
I said what? He said is he a niece? He said no, his wife. Wife. If you see how young this lady is.
Is that not cheating? Is that not destroying somebody?
And this man is sick.
And he just married her.
He just married her.
He married her just to garnish his ego and tell his friends that I am capable. Let me give you an example or something. I know someone that has a wife. That normally there's not much age difference. So the wife died, leaving like 4 children. This man from nowhere went to battle and marry an 18-year-old. She was not even up to 18. And at that time, he was 55. An 18-year-old girl.
4 children.
When I saw him, he had like 4 children. The man has 4 children, his wife died. When I saw this man, you understand? One night like this, they came where I was. He was in three-quarter.
She?
Yeah, he was wearing three-quarter and a big cap like this. You understand?
He's trying to be her age by force.
He's a mutant dressed as lamb.
Because he had to battle. She had a boyfriend that was supposed to marry her at 20. I think the guy was 20 or 23. He battled to snatch the 18-year-old girl
from him.
And she just finished secondary school. This man didn't allow her to further her education. Nothing. He was rich. Maybe he's still rich now. He just married an 18-year-old girl, and that's it. For him, it's an achievement. He wants to show his friends that, look, I'm capable, I am man enough, this is my wife, and I am rich enough. Sometimes it's about conquering and showing up. So he married her for the show up, and then he showed up at even my house when he was wearing three-quarters and a pickup, and she was, they just came. And I asked the girl, out of curiosity, I asked her, what is she doing for a living? What is her plan, for her life? And trust me with questioning. And I was able to gather that they have not, that's when she told me that they have not yet decided which university she's going or how she's going to go to university. That's one. Two, how are you faring with the children? She doesn't have any problem with the children. She's taking very good care of them, and she's like their mother. And the children at that time, there's even a 16-year-old boy and she is just 18.
16 years.
Yeah. And yes, and you understand? She's planning to have, how many children do you plan to have? She told me she doesn't mind having like 4 children. And at what interval? She said maybe 2 years. So I put 55 years of the age of the man that I know, and then giving her 9 years of having 4 children. So there's 9 years plus 55.
64.
That is
64 years.
when she is 60. When the man is 64, she will be nursing a 1-year-old baby. And the struggle continued with this man because every blessed day, he's working around chemist, which enhancer is available.
Yes.
Which one is,
and he gets weaker by that.
You understand? Trying to maintain an active life with an 18-year-old, even if he has stooped so low, which he did, to come to her level and be friends with her 18-year-old friends, and be talking, even if they don't understand.
In an 18-year manner.
In an 18-year manner, you understand? In an 18-year manner, and be. So, let me tell you, he happens to be my family friend. But at that time that he has married the 18-year-old, he wanted me to befriend her, which is not possible. So I was telling my man that, look, I hope this man is not telling me to stoop low and befriend an 18-year-old, because if he can do that, I can't. So that was how I withdrew myself from that cycle, because I cannot see myself bringing myself lower to befriend an 18-year-old and start talking, because we have nothing in common. I can only be a mother to her, just like he should be a father
yes.
to her. You understand? And he was ready to stoop so low, wear short sneaker, wear this thing, do all this because of what? For what? You should have married somebody there are women that can look after his children with maturity, you understand, with understanding, and not a difference of 2 years between you and your son. And at the end of the day, what is the gain? I don't see it.
Entirely, the situation is a crisis situation.
Very serious crisis, yes.
Because you leave your wife of 18 years with your son that is 17 years already, or 16 years,
and she's not his
perhaps you
mother.
are a busy guy that moves around, and then you have a problem with your bedroom situation, and then every day they sit in the parlor and watch television. They watch all kind of films of their own level.
Yes,
and
you're not at that level.
Just about anything can happen. She is not his mother as far as it's concerned. You understand? Feelings at that time, at that
flows,
a crisis feeling. Then you don't control them. You don't even have the attitude to control them. So you just give in to them.
And who is going to be a mother to a 16-year-old? Is it the 18-year-old that will act like your like
your mother?
You know what he has done to his son? He has deprived him of a mother. I mean, sometimes your mother can die, but you should have a mother figure. Some people don't understand. Some men don't understand that when they have this kind of situation, they need a mother figure in their homes, not just a toy.
Instead of giving him a mother figure, he gave her a girlfriend figure.
The very important thing is, the man, the man we're talking about, needs a shoulder to cry on, needs a wife of his age.
No,
surrounding.
He's not looking for a shoulder. He's looking for a bosom. He's looking for a bosom.
Well, no, but then when you are crying, you should know how to comfort you. You should be able to put you through situations.
Actually, that woman cannot give him a shoulder.
Do that. No, she will only give him a bosom.
She can't give him a shoulder, really.
You understand? And girls in that situation larger percentage of them don't have the opportunity to continue education, because the husband will always think, if this girl at this age can be leaving this house to school, what will happen?
No, she's not going to school.
She can't go to school.
He can't leave
He
her
will
to
not
go
be
to school.
comfortable to allow her to go to school.
See, he doesn't allow her to. There's no school for her. The highest in when she was losing her senses, he created an activity for her somewhere close to his office, and he travels with her everywhere he wants to go. You understand? But the reality is that nature is nature, whether you like it or you don't, and it comes.
It's a tiring situation, especially when you keep traveling with her everywhere. At a point, she will get to realize your inabilities that quickly. You understand? To ask you, look, she can't even tell you to your face, look, you're not giving me what I am expecting.
So she will be forced to seek solace somewhere.
By the time you travel with her, you're going to wherever you're having a meeting, she will be left in the hotel. She can't just move around. She will see just about anybody. She can do just about anything, you know. So I think parents.
No, you see sometimes men go. Sometimes men.
No, look at that.
I'm talking about men. Yes, I'm talking about men. Sometimes men. What I want to say is positive. So I'm not doing negative things, right? Sometimes men go. You really, really have to pity their situation.
Sure.
They are in a stage where they want to satisfy their needs, and also satisfy the society, and also satisfy their family. They're always in the midst of something. So to create a balance, sometimes, especially when you are faced with a situation whereby you have lost your wife and your needs is here. Maybe before the woman dies, there was not really action in your life, and there's somebody somewhere out there tells you, if you want action, get this young girl, and then you put your needs above the need of your children, the need of your society. Then at the end of the day, you become a slave of your desire. Yeah.
All right, viewers, we'll come back to you. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Gender Spot. Truly, this age is really taking a big chunk in so many relationships, and it's really creating a rift, pulling couples apart, making one stray, the other one, possibly weak in terms of, being proactive to put in his best in the relationship.
And it also happens when a woman is older than the man.
Yeah, we have seen situations where a woman's age is double the boy's age she's married. Seriously. And he had 2 other women before her, young girls before her. And as I'm talking to you now, the younger girls are out of the house. He's left with his older woman, and he felt comfortable.
Yes.
Wow. So you begin to wonder exactly at what point. Although it is an issue of choice.
Yeah, it is.
You understand? I think it is not too.
But it's easier, go. It's easier for a man to marry an older woman. The life is easier, because there is something they can have in common. Men always grow faster. You understand? If you are 40 and the man is 25, you can still be relevant in his. In fact, that was when he's growing up.
This issue of communication. What do you?
You'll be able to communicate.
What do you address her?
Yes.
Who do you send? Why? How will you look at her and now say, okay, go and wash this, go and do this? There's this. We in Africa or Nigeria or northern Nigeria have this tendency to give respect to age. You understand? And you're sitting with your wife that is like close to your mother, and then you now send her to go and do whatever.
You don't even send her. You know what? You start feeling the relationship becomes in such a way that you start feeling that she is overriding you. She is overstretching you. She is overdoing, over this, over that, simply because there is a disconnect of age. Because under normal circumstances, she's supposed to, when a woman is at that level and you marry her, she's supposed to be your boss. You understand what I mean?
So she calls the shots.
Yeah, she should call the shots because she's younger, she's older, she's more affluent, probably.
There will never be peace in that kind of situation.
You know why there's no peace? Because normally, a normal man, not our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, will never sit in that box that you keep him. As if he's 25 and you're 40, and you are calling the shots. He believes he is the boss. He is the man. He should call the shots. And when a woman is 40, and maybe she I don't know how she gets her money, maybe she has worked for it, or she has inherited it, or whatever, she feels
in charge.
Especially if the man doesn't have much to offer. She is the one that has to offer. But if the man, it will work comfortable if he is okay, he's comfortable.
Okay, yes,
in fact, he's the one bringing things.
Yes.
You understand? It will work. It's going to be a perfect arrangement.
Even,
you know why?
Even at that.
You know why? You know why it's going to be a perfect arrangement? They will have a very good relationship with respect. Because she knows that he is not after one kobo of hers. He is not even, you understand? He marries her for her. At that age, choosing to marry a woman that is 15-year-old, when you see all the young girls around, I mean, it's a very big decision.
Well,
if something has to influence you, and if it is love that influences you, a woman will not forget that.
We have seen all of these situations, flying on social media, where a boy of maybe 20 marrying a woman of 55, 60.
There is nothing that happens without a reason. For the man who wants to marry a young girl, his own reason could be for sexual satisfaction. He wants to feel young again.
Yes.
He wants to feel.
Some
of these men, they spent much of their early years trying to gather up money, gather up resources and everything. So now that they have it, they believe money. When money talks, bullshit works. Irrespective of your age. When I have the money, I can do what I want to do. So they use this money now to buy virtually everything they think they can afford.
And if they see
at that point, if they see a young girl, if they want to get the finest cars, even a celebrity on their bed, they can't get it at that point. That is the reason for the old man. For the young girl who is from a poor home, probably, or for greed, or for material satisfaction, they want to marry such men because they have a motive. They have their reason, they want the money.
So they should be
and for parents,
secure.
Yes, for parents, they want their children, their grandchildren. Definitely, this man is close to his grave, and in no time he will be dead. You'll be the next benefactor, and your children. So what reason do you have not to marry this man? And if eventually he dies, you have the children. You can marry whoever you want to marry. So people
are just a temporary thing.
People are just after like what they want. So now, to parents, to young girls, and to old men, you must prioritize what you want in life. Do you understand? It's not basically about money or the temporal gain you stand to achieve, because all of that, as time goes on, you will discover that they don't really matter. There is something deep down inside of you that you actually want, but you blind yourself to it because of what you temporarily stand to gain that will satisfy yourself at that point in time.
Then after 2-3 years, you discover that all this big house, beautiful cars, is not making me happy.
Like he said about the social media thing. Like as I'm here now, I know series of my friends who are already married in their homes, and it's not like a competition. Everybody is making sewing and co. My boo and I at Lekki Phase 1, my boo and I at Balogun Market, my boo and I at ShopRite, and then it starts making those who are not married to start feeling like, "Hi, where is my life like?" And by the time any guy just pops up,
old bedridden
men, they start feeling. And when a guy who just has something.
All right, we'll come back to you. Viewers, please don't go. We still have more to give to you. Stay tuned. Welcome back, viewers. In case you're just joining us, this is Gender Spot. I work at born in the hospital.
Well, I wanted to say something. That I think some of these people, either the older men or the older women and the younger ones, may not have an agenda prior
to the marriage.
You understand?
Yeah.
They may honestly
not know anything
not
about this.
know anything, or the man can decide to fall in love with a younger person, and the younger person will fall in love with the older person. But along the line, in the bits of satisfaction, some people can last the rest of the life of either the younger person or the older person, depending on whom among them lives earlier. You understand? They can last that long, taking the pressure of the situation they find themselves. But sometimes, even without any reason, you can fall into a situation. It is when you get, people say when you get to the bridge, you cross it. Sometimes when you get to the bridge, you realize that you have a problem. You realize that, okay, this man that I fall in love with, I am realizing that I am not in love with him anymore. Because of this, because of age, because of illness, because of satisfaction, because of...
Was it really love in the first place?
It could be love. It could be love.
Or infatuation.
No, it could be whatever. It could be the love of you or the love of him.
Of him. Or maybe
the love of you or the love of him. The love of you means it is what you love to have or what you love to do with him that drives you into marrying him.
Yes.
Or the love of him.
You can look at someone, forget the age. Look at him as person because of his attitude, because of what he says and do, because of his caring. You understand? You can decide to fall in love with him, or your system can decide to fall in love with him. But now, when you come to live together, and if for the fact that around that time that he shows all the caring, all the closeness, all the buying and the traveling and the rest that you like. He gets to a time when he's growing older, his priorities might change. You understand? For those reasons. And you can decide not to love him for those reasons. He's becoming too religious. He's becoming too conscious of what other people say.
Yes.
He doesn't want to power with you when you walk. You can't hold his hand. Moral issues based on societal documents and all of that.
And then you just realize that no, this is not the life I want to live.
Yeah, this is not the life we even started.
Yeah,
you understand? This guy just came with some dictatorial.
And sometimes
not even dictatorial. Sometimes the man that is married and older, the man that is married a much younger wife, he knows that he has to bring himself down to her level to some time. But there is a limit to how you can pretend.
Yes.
But even because it's pretense.
Even the boys that are marrying older women, you can't pretend.
Yeah.
When you go sit down within a circle and people make comments, even if they are not addressing it to you, you understand. You can subconsciously, felt the impact of that comment.
Yes.
And then it will, when you go home, it's
reflective on your
and that is more dangerous because there is no babariga you wear in this world that will add to your age. You understand?
Yes.
There is no shoe you can wear that can upgrade your age.
Indeed.
Yes.
But sometimes attitude can your wisdom, your sense can actually put you at par with an older woman.
Yes.
And when people see you, they will realize that look, this is a boy that is in a man world.
Not even a boy. You not even see a boy. You see
people that know him by age, by everything.
Yes. You see a man. You see a responsible man who knows how to take care of his woman. The issue is when you prioritize your life.
That's what I said.
When you put your priority in your life, then you define what you are, who you are, and what kind of life you want to live. Not minding how the society or how this one affects you or how this one affects you. We have a responsibility to ourselves. First and foremost, the only reason that a woman out there should marry an older man is because she loves him or she has fallen in love with him. If you don't love him and you have not fallen in love with him, I will tell you it's a big mistake. It's a very big mistake. Because those reasons that you marry him for will fade away and you have him. And at worst, you even have him at an old age. So, if he's not handsome, he's just okay, he's not even attractive, but because he has money, he has attracted you. When you are used to the money and he is
or even when the money is no longer there somehow,
he's aging, you will have him to contend with every day of your life, especially if you have to bring his medicine every day. Give me this one. You will not like it.
And
you can't hang out
always
with
eating cola nut and
yes
and
not even cola nut.
Yes.
You can't even eat the kind of food that you want to eat because of his newly adjusted.
If you have to spend the rest of your life at your younger age, maybe you are 35 or 40, but you have to lift his leg, hold him, escort him to there.
Even for the young ones who even accidentally went into such situations, they even find it difficult to cope with them.
No. You see, okay, the only thing that goes for that kind of situation is when you tell yourself, I'm doing it for God. Yes, because if you go to your house or your family house, they'll tell you, this is you are getting a lot of reward. God is watching you, God is doing. You tell yourself, it's either you tell yourself you are getting ladder or you are counting the days he's dying. He's going to die because you'll be counting. Okay, I'm suffering. Some friends can
even step in and say, allow this guy to rest in peace now. At least slowly Wednesday.
See, there are other situations.
And it can arise so many other things.
If it doesn't get to that stage, you understand? You will be counting. I know you will be counting his days for him.
More than half of the young girls that get married to rich
accounting days.
Older men, people that they feel that they are in contract. You understand? This man at least.
Yes, sometimes they tend they give age. Yeah. Even before going into the marriage,
they know the time.
Yes, they give age. They discuss among their friends. And the funniest thing is,
no matter how naive,
they will say anyway. Seriously.
Past 10 years.
Yeah. No matter how naive a girl seems, even if she's very uneducated, and as an older man you marry her, trust me, before 5 years she would be so exposed beyond what you can even reckon with, and it will tell on her actions.
That's why,
and that sweet girl you knew,
they run helter skelter to get boys, 2-3 boys, so that at the end of the day when this guy kiss the ball, back.
So they have an alternative.
they can have, so, but then there are other situations that younger ladies can marry older men. All right,
please, before you give us that situation, we'll go on break. Viewers, please continue to be with us because we still have more to give to you. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Gender Spot, and we have been discussing age as a factor in a relationship. I want to know, what is this age, the healthy age difference between a husband and a wife, or a wife and a husband? What is the healthy age difference?
I think it depends on the person and the person's activities and their dreams.
See, this is where the wisdom lies. Being together is about loving each other, right? When somebody comes and expresses his desires, his whatever, and you fall for it. Some of the women, you understand, when you find a woman and you fall in love with a woman, you are older than her. Sometimes they realize that, yes, I know I can love this person, but for how long? But for the period that I'm going to be with him, I'm going to love him. You understand? It happens. It really, really happens. Sometimes you make that kind of decision and you stick by it.
Especially if the guy is so handsome and cute and
has
it's
this
to fall in love
you know,
with
sometimes you may no. Sometimes the lady doesn't have a father figure. I mean, you know, sometimes what attracts you with an older man is the fact that he is just like that father that you have missed or you have lost. I mean, there are women that love to be pampered. They just want a father, and they take that need of I want a father into making their marital choices. You know, that need will not influence their marital choices. Young men will come, oh no, she is looking for that father. Someone that will be a father will say, please don't do this. You know, do this. Sometimes this is somebody's need. So if your need is for a father, I will not say don't marry a father, but we are telling you the consequences. The consequences.
Me and you are not in that class. So
the consequences of marrying a father is that a father will grow old and he will not be able to satisfy your needs, whether socially or psychologically or sexually or in so many ways. And then, like said, you see your friends with much younger men having a nice time, having a family time, having all these things, and you'll be missing out. If that need of a father is much more important, marry a father, and when all this problem comes, just learn how to adjust it. Don't cheat.
But I know writers have this way of maintaining their relationship.
Yeah.
They can be older with a younger chick, and they have a way of scripting it and keeping the woman feel very important.
Very important.
Yes. Understand? And taking the dimension of the relationship off from constant sex. She gets satisfaction from pampering, from flattering, and sometimes when they write from the couples.
You see,
women like that.
Yeah, and forget about that. You see, when you don't prioritize, when intimacy or sex is not your priority, and it's only sex that is taken out of the relationship, you still see a woman being happily married because she has every other thing that she needs. You understand? But the danger is when you have your young friends, you know. Sometimes
let's tell that to the pastors and the imams so that they start.
Yes, sometimes when you don't, when you have all these young friends who are married to younger men, and then you are married to an older man. Me, if I see a woman in that clique, I advise her to leave that clique. Don't befriend them. It is better you befriend those that are married to your age, because you know why? Constant telling, constant talking, constant make you realize that honestly I am liking. I don't have this, I don't have that.
Yeah.
So sometimes when something is taken away from you, take yourself away from it. If you are having issues like that, don't be part of that cycle that they don't have that issue, because it will be cropping up gradually, and it will become an issue. Sometimes it's not the lack of intimacy or lack of sex that is your issue, really, if you are very busy or you can fix some things yourself. But the constant talking about it that your friends do, and they're yesterday this is my guy, this and my boo,
and then you
this,
go
that,
out, you
and
go
then
to malls,
then you understand that your boo
see.
cannot even look at you, talk less of giving you a peck or kissing you or hugging you or something. And even if he wants to look at you, you don't even want to look at his face, because his face is so ugly. He's no longer he's sick, he's ugly, he has white hair everywhere. He doesn't he has shrunk, he has become something else, And when you married him, he wasn't looking like this, but you married him some 10 years ago and you married him for the money. Now 10 years after, he has shrunk, he has done, and he's even ugly. You just married the money, and you are tired of that money. All the Gucci's, you have won them. All the Versace, you have won them. You have all the diamonds, you have everything, but you don't have a husband.
Yeah. So I think you should consider that. Another aspect, are we done with the age?
No,
No.
we are talking
No.
about what is the
Now,
age.
now, what is the
age that
Yes.
you think
It's healthy.
is healthy
Okay.
for a healthy relationship?
For me, from my perspective,
Yes.
I think for a man, an older man, marrying a younger girl, the age gap 10 years at most.
At most.
10 years.
Yes.
Then,
considering everything.
yes.
So that means when you are
now
when you are 40,
from the main angle,
when you are 40, he's 50.
Yes.
Very good. That's very
okay.
good.
For an older woman going after a younger man, so what do you think should be the age?
Well, let's say
10, 15,
I
even
think
20.
10 it's okay.
No, even
10,
20.
15.
Even 20.
Why? Why do you think?
50 and 30?
60 and
no.
40 years.
50 and 30. Yeah,
How about
it can work.
she's
You understand?
50
Yeah,
and
he's
you're 30?
Yes. You see,
Really?
you see, even the 10.
But that it might work.
Now,
No, that it might
I
work.
say she will look too older for the guy.
Okay, let me give you one good example.
Okay.
If the woman is up and doing, she's taking good care of herself. She is very, very comfortable. She is okay, and she is always up and going. 20 years to me is like too much, but honestly speaking, if she is 35
and
he is 20, oh sorry,
if she's 50
if she
and
is
he's
40
okay
and he is 25, if she is 50 and he is 40, because the intellectual gap between a man and a woman at a stretch is that 10 years. And a 40-year-old man can compete intellectually with a 50-year-old woman.
Yeah. Do you know that? What comes into play here is, because the description that Aja just illustrated now, whether she is taking care of herself, I think it's all depending on the number of children she has given birth to.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that.
If this woman we're talking about has maybe a son or two children, you understand? At 50, she can still have good relationship with someone.
And she can even have another child. And she can.
Why are people going to follow sugar mommies? You understand?
No, but you know, some of these sugar mommies actually.
You don't think
some sugar mommies you even know.
You think of the angle of the guy
age.
because the guy is following an older lady. Now he's satisfying her and she's giving her money.
What if she can?
But there is a side chick out there.
That's what we're saying.
Because
actually,
that youthful
intent,
exuberance.
Marriage. We are talking about marriage. Whether she is 50 and he is 25, or she is 50 and he is 55. If he decides to do side chick, he will do side chick.
See,
so
our intent is to explain
that one is
situation where men or women can have
some connection.
Trigger the issue of cheating outside the home. Yes. You understand? And sometimes it's possible. You can be 20, I mean, you can be 30, she's 40, 45, 50, and
you might not even have a side chick.
You understand? Because of
the
way she will handle the relationship.
This is compatibility.
She will handle
both of you are
things like that.
Yes.
Within that age range, you can get married.
You can be 20. You can be 20 and he's 25, and you still have side chick.
Sure.
All right. Welcome back to you guys, viewers. We have really exhausted our topic for today, but then we'll still come back and we have a little more for you. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Gender Spot. Now, let's talk about
security age that is secured.
That is secure.
Secured. That you know that if you do your things well, if you do your mathematics and you do your attitude very well, and everything will be intact. For me, for a man marrying a woman, you should give her at most 10 years. That way, if a woman is smart enough, she will reach you in no time. She will reach your level and you become very comfortable. 10 years.
That's true.
Anything above that is an injury situation. You understand? An injury situation.
Okay.
Then for a woman, if you're going for somebody, for a man, if he's going for someone older, I think 15 years is a practice and it has worked. We have seen it work for Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And I feel that if a woman is 40 and a guy is 25 or she's 45, he's 30, they can still have a connection because men, intellectually, they can really strive, to get to that level of a woman. And if your intention is not to swallow her money and make it your own and go and marry a younger woman, and if that's not your intention, if your intention is to add the value to her life and make her strong, I'm sure it's a very good connection, because there are certain things that you need trusted people to do that. We see a lot of women, widows, their husbands, maybe they are 40 or 45, and then their husband dead, and leaving them with maybe 1 or 2 children, just maybe one or two. Some are not even married, and she's comfortable. She has a home. She has a very, and she wants someone that will help her build a life or to do something for her and her children. Maybe she has a company. She has inherited a company. Is she going to look for a 60-year-old to come and do it? He's already busy with his life. She needs a strong man that is active, that is current, that is, that can do all the internet or Facebook and whatever, that will help her grow. So I don't think that's the only situation I think a man should marry a woman for the money. If you are going to add value and she's just cute and you can love her children.
Right.
I mean, you are inheriting children free of charge.
Okay. I mean, it's the same situation that is applicable to all of them. She married a man when she was much more younger for the money. He died. She is older. She's marrying a younger boy that is coming in for the money also. So she shouldn't be
so goes All right. Just a quick one, please. What do you have for the audience?
In addition to the discovery for cheating, in addition to the age factor, I think when your partner is defensive of infidelity, it's also when your partner is defensive of infidelity, it's also a sign that he is partnering with those cheaters.
Yeah, I think we should discuss more on discovery on our next episode.
All right.
Okay.
Viewers, most people always believe that age is just a number. It is not a number, because you have heard my panel have just really delved into the age factor that can actually take a big chunk in a relationship. Well, this is what we have for you today. And thank you very much for your detailed answer, okay, Fatima and Abubakar. And I hope next time you will give us much more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Viewers, I thank you very much for being part of the program, and because without you, Gender Spot will not be the program it is. So and don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and if you have a message, please use our WhatsApp account and also our email address showing on your screen.